consider it an art. Depends on which aspect of it you look at. It is where you either come up with your own character or look at a character from a show, a movie, an anime, a game. It can even be a board game, and you recreate or create your own version of the character. You can be as detailed as possible, as generic as possible. You can add certain adjectives to it, like hipster, steampunk, goth, what have you, to kind of give your own twist on the character. So it's definitely a creative process of designing and making and going different ways about making the character come to life. I started cosplaying back in like 2006. I worked at GameStop and we would host midnight launches, and we would generally have like costume contests or different themes for certain games coming out. So I kind of made it a fun thing to dress up as certain characters for that event or for that midnight release, and participate or host the contest and different games and stuff for the midnight launches. And that's how I got started doing that. That I cosplayed as, there are a lot. The ones that I cosplay from are mainly from animes and especially video games. I love to specialize in fabrication, so fabric, sewing, piecing different patterns together, and then a lot of armor work too, where we go through and take foam, you mold it, you heat warp it, you sand it, you paint it, you prime it, and then create armor of different characters. The most easily relatable one, I would say, is the character Samus from Metroid Prime, a game that's been around since the 70s or 80s, and is notorious in the game Super Smash Brothers. And you know, it's a fully armored character with a helmet, visor, lights, everything, and that's probably one of my favorite characters to cosplay as, just because of all the work and detail that it took to create these huge, you know, armor pieces. So helmet came into existence by a process called 3D printing. It's fairly new. 3D printers are extremely expensive. Nowhere cheaper from $1,000 to $3,000 and up generally for a decent one. All of the pieces were 3D printed. It's like a laser process by using a type of thermoplastic and engraving it into a certain design. There's not really any extra carving or anything that you need to do besides glue the pieces together. You select an image, select the outline that you want, and then the 3D printer will print everything for it. The only exception to this one is the face frame here. This is actually a different type of thermoplastic to where you can see through it and where you can even implant lights into it and to where it will light up. Besides that, it was printed in 3 separate pieces, one half, and then these here. And then they're just glued together. You can sand it if you want, and then of course paint it like we've done here. 3D printing also created this gun here. So very detailed for what it is, and a fairly simple process. And if you have the 3D printer, then it's free to do it besides the plastic provided. On the inside of the helmet here, we even have lights, batteries, wiring that you can install, and then a switch for a fan, which is right here. And this is to prevent, obviously, overheating from when I'm wearing the helmet, as it can get relatively hot, and above all to prevent fogging of the faceplate here, which would be optimal for pictures and for accuracy. So. The other pieces are here, which were created with foam, as I said earlier. It's a relatively cheap resource, I guess you could say. You can even get it at Walmart, Lowe's for less than 20 bucks for 50 to 100 pieces, just depending. The main trick to it is obviously getting the right measurements for the pieces and then piecing it together how you want, sanding and painting to how you want also. But all of these go together here. This here is the blaster for it. Allows it to be easy to be put on and off for when on the convention floor and for easy handling. It's very light. If I wanted to, I could even throw it around and it wouldn't get damaged. It's very easy and easy to move around in as well. Yes, the wig is also. Now the wig is a separate piece here. It looks a little mishmash since the last time I used it. But the ponytail here is actually a separate piece that I put wig hair into and used a clip. So it gave it more of a poofy ponytail look rather than dragging down the wig if you were to put all of the hair back in a ponytail, as it would be too heavy for that. This costume here is the one that I was describing earlier. It's a different version of Samus. It's known as Zero Suit Samus. This one is one that I had painted 5 or 6 years ago. First I ordered the suit online, kind of pieced it together how I wanted, and then I went through and painted the individual pieces on here. So much so that the paint even glows in the dark, and I've done a few shoots where the light is reflecting off of the fact that it glows in the dark and the painting patterns on the front as well, according to the character. Yeah. Due to the fact that the character does not portray any sort of shoes or outerwear on her feet, I decided to make it look like she's not wearing any shoes or anything by putting like a higher heeled boot on the bottom. So that it would be more in line with the character's design. Type of 40-year-old men who live in their basement come out to a convention, but it's really not. It's people of all shapes, sizes, colors, genders, races, ages that come out to celebrate and have fun with the same fandoms. We all kind of like variations of the same thing. We're all there to have